The nation is mourning the death of civil rights trailblazer Jesse Jackson. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Renee Chu.
And I'm Chris Lovingood. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. Reverend Jackson took up the mantle following the death of Martin Luther King Jr. And Jackson is credited with paving the way for former President Barack Obama to run for and ultimately be elected as commander-in-chief.
In 1988, Reverend Jackson announced one of his presidential runs right here in North Carolina. Destiny Patterson joins us live with more on Jackson's connections to the Tar Heel state. Destiny.
There are many connections to North Carolina and even some right here in Raleigh. We're standing in the area of the old Civic Center. This is where Reverend Jesse Jackson spoke back in 1987. We have video of that speech. Take a look here. This is a speech where he announced his candidacy for the 1988 Democratic nomination for president. And that was one of two runs for that nomination. Take a listen to some of the things that he said during that speech.
On this day, October 10th, 1987, in Raleigh, North Carolina, I officially announced my candidacy to seek the nomination of the Democratic Party for the office of President of the United States of America.
Just such a strong speaker there. You can hear the conviction in his voice and the excitement from the crowd. The civil rights activist and A&T graduate was born in Greenville, South Carolina, and he rose to prominence alongside Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. Now, he worked to improve economic conditions of Black communities, and he helped pave the way for a more progressive Democratic Party. Destiny Patterson, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
And I'm Laura Levine here in the WRAL Live Center, where we have been monitoring those tributes pouring in all morning long. In the last hour, Governor Josh Stein posting on social media, civil rights icon Reverend Jesse Jackson found a home at North Carolina A&T, where he launched his prolific career working to change this country for the better. And with that in mind, also North Carolina A&T this noon sharing this statement stating North Carolina A&T University students, faculty, staff, and more deeply mourn the passing of the Reverend Jesse Jackson. Our hearts, thoughts, and prayers go out to the Jackson family. And of course, we know that he is a South Carolina. He was born in South Carolina. The governor there, Henry McMaster, he says that at the appropriate time, I will direct the flags over the Capitol to be lowered to honor his legacy and memory. So, of course, we're going to continue to monitor some of the reaction here on the late Reverend Jesse Jackson.
And this is just part of our coverage, right? You can learn more about Reverend Jesse Jackson's legacy, local connections, and historic speeches on WRAL.com. There, you'll also find statements from the people who knew and worked with the civil rights leader, and you can find additional stories on WRAL's YouTube channel.